You are watching WPTV, award-winning college television.
Welcome back to the desk. We're about a month into the Major League Baseball season, and there's a lot to talk about around the diamond. Here to break it all down is Daniel Karp, Matt Goldman, David Gordon, and Alexander Felix. Glad to have you, Alex, here on the desk. Max Fried has been off to a hot start to his 7-year, $218 million deal with the Yankees. Matt, take us through his hot start.
Yeah, Max Fried's been dominant in pinstripes so far. Just over 31 innings pitched with a 1.42 ERA, 30 strikeouts, and a whip just over 1 with a 1.01.
Yeah, very hot start for Max Fried. The lefty's doing everything right for the Yankees so far. But David, what has led to Max Fried's hot start?
Yeah, I'm going to say the strikeouts, as Goldie mentioned, 30 strikeouts on the year, which is 28th in the league right now. He's averaging about 5 per game, and he had 1 double digit with 11 against Detroit. And this is why we signed him, because he can get the strikeouts in the biggest moments, which shows he has that clutch ability, and it's why he gives us hope that he's going to help us in the playoffs.
Karp, talk to me about the lefty.
Yeah, I mean, it's been his fastball. His fastball has been super effective as of late this season. He's 98th percentile in fastball run value. He's only averaging about 94 in the fastball. That's what he did, but he can dial up to 97, 98 if he wants to. 140 batting average against, 220 slug, 19% whiff percentage. He's just been really good, the fastball, because he's known for his curveball. That's a devastating curveball, one of the best in the league, but his fastball has just been just as good this season.
Alex, what do you got?
I think his walk rate is great. He has 7 walks in 31.2 innings. That's 2 walks per 9 innings, whereas last year with the Braves, he had 63 walks in 207 innings, which was 3 walks per 9 innings. So I think that his walk great.
Goalie, finish off for this question.
I think Fried does a great job in forcing ground balls. He has this 4-pitch mix of a 4-seamer, a curveball, a sinker, and a changeup. I want to mention that curveball, as Karp mentioned, very proficient in getting soft contact, not getting much velocity. You know, over the last 5 years, has a ground ball rate of 55.1%. The less balls in the air, the less chance the game will get out of hand.
Moving over to the Queens side of things, Juan Soto has not been off to the best start to his 15-year deal with the Mets. Daniel, take us through what Soto has done so far.
Yeah, Juan Soto off to a rocky start with the Mets this season. 233 batting average, 3 home runs, have been bombs actually, 19 walks, and an OPS of 753. Still walking more than striking out. Not terrible numbers on the season, but this is not Juan Soto's standards by any means.
Alex, I'll move over to you. What needs to change, and if so, is there anything that needs to change with Juan Soto's approach at the plate, or what do you got here?
Yeah, I think eventually Juan Soto's going to figure it out. He has to, but I will say he is striking out almost as often as he's walking. He's got 19 strikeouts and 16 walks, so he has to do that sooner than later.
Goalie, what are you thinking here?
He'll figure it out. I mean, anyone that says Soto can't figure it out, he's a 4-time All-Star, he's a champion. Anyone is just a Juan Soto hitter. So on the year, 21 hits, 3 home runs, batting .233. You know, the new team, it's going to be adjustment. If you bring Aaron Judge to the Mets, you know, he's not going to have the same stats he's having with the Yankees.
Why not? He has nobody. Juan Soto had Aaron Judge batting behind him last year, and
it's an adjustment. You're going to a new team. You're not going to play the best baseball of your life.
He came to the Yankees last year, and he played great. He was like in his first series in Houston, he was amazing.
It's a new scenery. It's a new. You know,
it was a new scenery last year
I understand
too.
That. Don't get me wrong, but you know, he's going across town to get into a new team.
Okay, and he went from San Diego to New York.
Okay. He's going to New York.
And he started off great. And he was great all season.
All right, I want to hear from you. But nonetheless, you know, he'll have 30 home runs. He'll be fine. His OPS will be in the 900s. Let's just relax.
Yeah, just assume. Yeah, just keep assuming.
That's coming from a real Mets fan. He got a Mets jersey on.
Oh, real.
Yeah, David, I'll go to you.
I think he'll figure it out. He's not hitting terrible, but it's just not to fans' expectations right now. There's going to be a stretch probably, multiple stretches where he actually heats up. And what he's got to do to change, he just got to swing. He's got to stop swinging at too many first pitches. And what he has to do to change that is he has to lock in at the plate and wait for his pitches, and good things will happen.
Karp, tell me more about Juan Soto.
I think eventually he'll figure it out. Like, there's no way that he's not going to figure it out. He's one of the most talented players, most talented hitters on the planet. But
it takes a lot to admit that.
Again, I think that maybe sliding him back in the order might do him justice. You know, he's 200 in his last 55 at bats. Last year, he was used to getting attacked more, seeing more pitches, being batting in front of Aaron Judge, maybe batting him behind Pete Alonso. I'm a fan of changing lineups around and seeing what works, but he's got to be willing to move around the order. You can't be one of those. You got to be a team player once in a while, and you can't, be too needy on what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
All right. Let's simmer down there. I'm going to move on now. The Athletics have been an interesting team so far, starting out 13-12, but the offense has performed pretty well to start. Daniel, can the Athletics sneak into a wild card spot in the American League?
I'm going to go with a yes. I absolutely do think that the A's can make a wild card team. Their hitting has been amazing. 7th in average, 4th in OPS, 5th in home runs, but on the pitching side of things, 26th in ERA, 21st in strikeouts, 28th in WHIP. So it's a tale of two stories with the Athletics between the offensive side and the pitching side. On the pitching side, Severino and Sears have been pretty good for the most part, but playing in that minor league stadium is going to do good for them offensively, but not so much pitching-wise. So it's going to be interesting, but I think that they have a really fun team, especially with Jacob Wilson and Soderstrom. That's a fun team to watch. I think they can make some noise down the stretch.
Yeah, very young team that the Athletics have, so they're up and coming, and they got a lot of things looking forward for them going forward. Alexander, where are you going? Yes, no?
No, I don't think they can, and it's just one simple reason. They have a lack of postseason guys, except for a few like Luis Severino, and I think that matters.
Goldie?
Yeah, I agree with Alex here. It's a no. And listen, it's a silly question. I love Jacob Wilson. I think he's one of my favorite players in baseball. The guy swings at anything.
Silly
but, Soderstrom has 9 home runs. The pitching rotation is not great outside Severino and Spears. I think, the Angels have a better shot, and I hate to admit that, because they stink.
The A's stink?
No, I mean, the Angels stink.
You just said the Angels have a better shot, but you think
They
the
both
A's are
stink.
okay. Whatever.
All right, David, I'll go to you. Close us out for this one.
I'm going to say no, just because they usually finish a good amount under 500, and I see more of the same this year. Don't get me wrong. They have a lot of talent with Soderstrom and Wilson, as you just mentioned, but I think there's just better teams like the Astros, Mariners, Guardians that will most likely end up getting those final wild card spots, unless some miracle happens. But they definitely have a bright future, especially with their new stadium next year, and that's when I think they'll have a better chance to be a wild card team.
The game has massively evolved over the past 5 years with the new rule changes and the modernization of the game and the dominance of pitching. David, I'll go to you here. Is the hitting still the king of the game, or is it now pitching?
I got to say it's the offense, because when you pitch well, you can't guarantee a win in this league, because if your pitching gives up minimal runs but your hitting sucks, you're not going to win many games. So pitching relies heavily on the offense to do well, and is a big reason why insurance runs are huge now in the MLB.
Karp, is the offense still the king of the game, or has it moved to pitching?
No, I think it's going to be moving over to the pitching side. I mean, you go back 10 years, the fastball velocities have increased almost to 95 miles an hour for the average on the four-seam fastball. The wider arsenals, we've now seen the sweepers being into play. We've seen the kick change now into play. And there's just so much more movement on these pitches that pitchers are creating. The technology for pitchers is absolutely insane. You got guys in high school throwing 100 miles an hour now, and just the K rates are above and beyond. You got guys like Paul Skeens, that's who's jumped onto the scene. Spencer Strider, another one, just to name a few. But yeah, I think pitching has overtaken. I think offense still plays a big part into it, but I think overall it's the pitching now.
Yeah, definitely. Alex, what you got?
I think that the rule changes that we saw back in 2023 were done to favor the offense, and they're working. So you got the pitch clock, the shift bands, the bigger bases. They're all boosting scoring, and they're bringing more excitement to the game. So I think that's an important factor in baseball, and any sport for that matter.
Goldie, close us out here. Is the pitching now the big thing of the game, or is it still the hitting?
Yeah, the offense is juiced in the league. There's such things as torpedo bats now. You have hitters batting over 300 consistently. There's an influx of great hitters like Bobby Witt, Pete Alonso, Stephen Kwan, George Springer, Fernando Tatis. Judge is batting 415. Hitters have always been dominant.
Well, Tyler Cooper.
Yeah.
Your birthday's coming up soon,
is
so
indeed.
from everybody at the desk, we would love to wish you a very happy birthday.
All right, and 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tyler Cooper. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, guys.
He's our best host in the world.
Thank you. I will be 22 years old next Thursday. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. But as always, don't forget to follow us at SportsDeskWP for updates and more. Thank you to all the cast and crew, and of course, a big shout out to our wonderful studio manager, Al Clarke, from Studio B in Hamilton Hall. And from everyone here at the desk, I'm Tyler Cooper saying so long. See you on May 9th for our season finale, right here on WPTV.